Hello and welcome back to another question answered by a multilingual Dutch teacher. That's me. And today the question is how to learn vocabulary. Now let me break it down for you. First of all, there are three kinds of words that you may want to learn. So maybe you just need more words in general. Okay. So you want to know more words because then your Dutch will be better. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Or maybe you need more words related to a specific topic. Okay, so maybe you want to study biology in Dutch or something, and you need to know more words related to biology. And there's also the option that you have a bunch of random words that you want to know or that you want to study, but these words are not related maybe to one particular topic. So how are you going to go for each of these three situations? How are you going to go about it, and how are you going to learn the words? Now, let me tell you the most effective strategies according to research, linguistic research, but also according to my own experience as a language learner. And I tried out many different methods with my students. So, first situation is you want to learn more words, and it doesn't really matter which kind of words. What do you need to do? Well, you need to read and listen. Okay, so all kinds of research shows that just reading and listening things will automatically improve your vocabulary because you'll pick up words from context, context, context. Okay, now in this strategy, there's no shortcuts. For example, when you write down all the words from a text in a list and you try to memorize them, it's not going to help. It actually makes more sense to keep on reading, okay? So how do you do it exactly? Well, what you do is you take a text or an audio file, you try to understand it first using whatever you want. So if the text is super simple and there's just a few new words, you might just have to read it and then you understand those new words automatically from context, probably without noticing even. That's great. Then you just keep on reading and you will automatically pick up the words. But let's say that the text is a little bit more difficult because you want to read something interesting, for example. Then you need to Google the new words first. You make a little note in the text, preferably. After that, you read the text again and then you will pick up those words. So the idea is that you read and listen and don't worry about remembering words. Okay, don't try to do vocabulary lists, grammar rules, memorization techniques. It's really all not necessary. Just read and listen. That is the best way to study vocabulary, and like this I learned German. I never did anything else than reading and listening in German, and I got like that to the B2 level. I wrote exactly with this in mind that I just told you I wrote a Dutch novel for beginners, and it explains here shortly what I've said before. So, learn Dutch without studying. Use this proven method. Learn 1500 essential words by reading a novel. The novel starts easy and gradually becomes more challenging, so your Dutch improves. Full audio included. And this is a unique book in the Netherlands. There do exist storybooks, and all these books, storybooks, textbooks, they all have as a foundation this idea that reading and listening will make you learn vocabulary in a better way than anything else, okay? By the way, this also goes for your native language. So if your native language is English, if you read more books in English, your English vocabulary will actually improve. You can find my book, by the way, this website, and subscribe to the mailing list, and then I'll tell you when it's done. For now, second situation, how to learn vocabulary when it's related to a specific topic, okay, one certain topic. So here there's another technique you can use. First, you pre-teach yourself the words, okay? You gather the words. And now here it does make sense to make a word list, but you don't write the words down and then you try to memorize them, putting your hand on the translation, see if you remember. That's one of the worst ways to study. You just gather those words, okay? And then you try to find content with those words. For example, a video, a text, an audio file. And whenever you don't understand the video, text, or audio file, you can stop it, check your words, and then you're like, okay. And then continue, right? So that's how you should use the vocabulary list. Not to memorize, but to understand. Not to memorize, but to understand. And then the third technique you can do, or the third step in this process, is constructing something with the words. So you can write a text, you can give a presentation, you can make a drawing, and then write the words in the drawing. For example, cloud, tree, whatever, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say that you want to know more chess words, okay, chess related words, just as I wanted to know this in Persian. What you do is you take a chessboard, print this on a paper, and I write down rook, knight, right? So in Dutch, toren, paard, bishop, right? Bisschop, of loper, etc. And then I'll look up the words win, lose, check, checkmate, defend, attack, right? I make a list of those words, and then I'll Google a video. So this is what I did with Persian. Now I'm watching videos about chess. And like that, those words that I've already previously looked up, I will hear them in the video. And every time when I don't understand something, I just check the list and then I understand the video a little bit better. And after watching a few videos, doing that for a few days, the words will stick. Okay, the words will stick. Okay, then brings me to the last situation, how to learn vocabulary. And then in a situation where the words you have selected are more or less random. So maybe you had some conversations with people, with your tutor, maybe you're reading a text and you're taking the words that you don't know and you're putting them in a list or something. It's again a question of context, context, context. So these words don't have context and therefore it's very difficult to remember them. So what you need to do is you need to create context, okay? Just like memory champions create when they need to understand a certain sequence of numbers, they create a landscape and then they walk through the landscape and imagine in their minds, and they imagine the numbers on the surroundings uh, of that landscape. So in a tree that they saw when they were young, right? They tend to take a memory. So they walk through their childhood garden, for example, and see on the left, they see the number 4 in the tree. When they look down to the grass, they see 4, 5, 6, for example. Okay, so this is just an example of how important context is, and it works not only with remembering words in languages, but also for other things. Now, imagine that you need to understand and learn these words, okay? Hear, drink, understand, tree, moment. Great. Now, just think for a moment about how you can create context for yourself and like that, remember the words. Just stop the video for a moment, think about it, and then I will tell you. So, of course, you need to create a story or another form of sequencing these words um, as a drawing, for example. The most common way here to do this is a story. So, what you do is you take these words, you think about how you can relate them, and then you write a short story in Dutch, which can be something like this. I am here in the Netherlands. I drink coffee. Dutch people drink a lot of coffee. I don't understand why. Let me take a moment to think. Why do Dutch people drink coffee here in the Netherlands? It's not great. It's bad. I think while looking at the tree outside. Okay, I just made this up randomly now, but you can understand the idea, right? And after that, of course, you can check yourself with a Google Translate, or you can use ChatGPT to write a story with these words, which is also great. Or you can make a drawing. I don't know how you would draw on the stand or a moment, but good luck with it. The idea here is that you put all these words into a context, and then you only have to remember the context and not the words separately. Questions or ideas, let me know in the comments. You can book a free coffee meeting on my website, and please subscribe to the mailing list on maxkoedood.com/Neandertal novel, and then I'll tell you when this novel is done, because of course, reading this thing is the best way to study vocabulary. I see you when your Dutch is already a bit better. Doei.